guys, welcome to the 20th episode of User Experience Points. Before we begin, a little housekeeping. So you may have noticed that I've started uploading gameplay clips to this channel. See, some pretty funny stuff happens when you're recording game footage, and I just wanted to share them with you guys whenever something really great happens. But due to the random nature of that content, uploading them will be pretty erratic. UXP will continue to upload every Friday though. Okay, housekeeping done, on with the show. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the roundup format I'm using for this episode, this is basically a chance for me to go into some UX design principles that I cut for time from previous episodes or from games that couldn't fill an episode on their own. I've got 6 great little examples to go through with you guys this week, so let's get to it. So about 2 weeks ago, I got to revisit Evolve in the closed technical test on PS4. Sadly, I didn't get enough material for a full episode because I only got a few hours to play it. But I have to talk about the newly added tutorial. Right after the initial setup, you're dropped right into a tutorial that explains how to play as the monster. This is a really smart choice because it's a great way to get newcomers excited about the more unique aspects of the game, and it was especially great for me because I never got the chance to play as the monster in the alpha. The tutorial itself is very linear and holds your hand the entire way, but this makes sense for a complex game like Evolve. This is made bearable by some incredibly well executed on-screen prompts that teach you the controls, and the ability to exit the tutorial whenever you want. But you wouldn't want to do that because the game actually incentivizes completing the tutorials. I really wish that was a pattern I could steal for the type of design work that I do. Alright, this next one is a really unique situation from Assassin's Creed Unity. See, the way the story goes this time around, you're actually playing as someone who's using a home version of the Animus that was developed by Abstergo Entertainment, which is controlled by the Templars. So when you start the game for the first time, you're brought to a splash screen that shows a bunch of Assassin's Creed games with Templar-friendly titles. It really is funny to look at past Assassin's Creed games and see titles that are sympathetic to the Templars. But at the same time, you've basically been presented with a menu that has only one option available to you and everything else is locked. Showing a screen like this gives the impression that these will somehow be unlockable at some point. Which, as cool as it would be, I don't think that's going to happen. See, the moment you give control over to the player, they're put into an environment where they should be able to manipulate things. I think this would have been better served as part of the intro cutscene watching our users select the French Revolution story, with just enough time on screen for us to catch a few of the Templar-friendly Assassin's Creed titles. A screen cap of that would have definitely made it around the internet. This is a minor nitpick, and it might just be the part of me that wants this menu to be real that feels the need to criticize it, but it is kind of a strange user experience. Next, let's talk about the spell selector from Fable II, which I had to cut for time from last week's episode. This menu is interesting because it's one of the few parts of the Fable II interface that isn't just a list of things to select. So the magic system in Fable II is a little bizarre. You basically charge your magic 5 levels, and you can put a different spell on each level. The higher charge level you place a spell, the more powerful it will be. Once I got Jenna to purchase a spell besides the one that shoots magical swords, we made some interesting discoveries about how setting this up actually works. The actual controls are simple enough. You just move up and down on the D-pad to select which level you want to put a spell on, and left and right to toggle through your spells. But I'm sure you've already noticed some serious labeling problems here. There's no way to tell whether the top or bottom one is the maximum spell level, and it's not fair to assume your users will understand whether you meant to have them in ascending or descending order. Also, your spells are represented by icons that don't appear anywhere else in the interface. I also have no idea what those radial bars around each level actually mean. I will say the shortcut that copies your selected spell to all levels above it is a nice touch, because it represents some understanding of possible use cases, like someone wanting to set a quicker spell on their level 1 charge and then maybe copy their Windstorm for levels 2 through 5. The spell selector is also integrated into the heads-up display for quick spell swapping on the fly, which works pretty well once you get the hang of it and learn the icons for your spells. It's overall a very unique magic system that essentially allows you to map 5 different spells onto one button, which is a very impressive achievement, but managing it is a poor user experience. Next, I'm going to take you back in time to Halo 3. This was one of the first games that allowed you to easily immortalize all of your great gaming moments because it was always recording footage for you on the fly, meaning at any time you could view your old multiplayer matches, then edit the video to get some great clips that you could quickly upload to YouTube, or on the game's servers for other players to view. Going back to this, I was actually pretty impressed with this experience for a few interesting reasons. First of all, I was impressed that all the old clips that I recorded were even still there. Since after Halo's developer, Bungie, left Microsoft, they had to transfer everything over to Microsoft's now in-house kind of Halo factory 343 Industries. That transition apparently went quite smoothly because everything was there and worked great, though the loading times for even a really short clip were pretty slow. Once you're actually viewing a clip, you've got some pretty cool options actually available to you. Since what you're looking at is truly a recorded game session, you can actually pause at any time and pan the camera around. I was a little disappointed that there were basically no on-screen controls whatsoever, unless I just couldn't find the button to turn them back on. The menu that pops up when you pause a clip actually works quite well. You've got a nice small set of on-screen controls and every action is properly labeled. Unfortunately, every other function that's assigned to buttons on the controller doesn't have any kind of on-screen representation to tell you things like that the right trigger is used for fast forwarding. Even still, sometimes a great user experience is just about delighting your users, and there's nothing more delightful than going back to a 7-year-old game and finding all of your data still intact. And that's data stored by someone else, not you. This is why Blizzard doesn't purge inactive World of Warcraft accounts. Designers from all disciplines should strive to welcome users back like this. Speaking of welcoming users back, next we're going to talk about me returning to Destiny after my email informed me that I've got a legendary weapon waiting for me in the game. I wasn't surprised that the first thing I had to do after launching the game was download an update, but I have to call out some weird copy on this page. Am I downloading an update or am I installing Destiny? Pick one. One thing I was expecting was just to be assaulted by reminders that I should buy the game's expansion, The Dark Below. However, I was pleasantly surprised to only find a few missions in the map that required the expansion and no further mention beyond that. Once I got to the Postmaster, I was delighted to find all kinds of goodies waiting for me. It was working on me. I definitely felt the urge to start playing the game again, at least until I browsed around the shops and remembered that if I was going to progress at all in this game, I would have to grind. A lot. Even still, I consider this a pretty successful experience as far as trying to get players back into the game. This kind of reminds me of the best practice for software free trials in that you want to send the user regular follow-up emails. Not so much the kind that try to get them to buy it and remind them of how many days they have left in a trial, more like helpful suggestions or tutorials that help them get more use out of it and enjoy it more. Destiny handles this nuance well by simply saying, oh, there's some cool stuff in your mailbox, not, hey, it's been so long, why aren't you playing the game? Did you know there's an expansion? Do you want to give us money? It's like asking somebody out. Go with, hey, I'd like to get some coffee with you sometime, not, I want to touch your butt. Even if both are true. Nuance. But enough about butts, let's talk about The Witcher 2. I downloaded this game on my Xbox 360 because it was free this month, and discovered that it has the best radial menu ever. So much information is conveyed in this menu. It has 4 labeled sections, proper descriptions for the more esoteric spell names, and even has an action for the center of the radial menu. That last one is big because it seems like a no-brainer that I surprisingly have almost never seen. See, the thing about a radial menu is you have to press a button on the controller to bring it up, then pull the joystick in the direction of the item you want. So why don't more radial menus make use of the center when you're not pressing the control stick anywhere? This could really benefit the radial navigation in Defiance, which allocates some of its extra functions to other buttons on the controller. I can't believe I never thought of this. It's brilliant. And that's all I've got for you guys this week. Thank you so much for your loving support that has gotten me all the way to 20 episodes. Here's to 20 more. While you wait for next week's episode, why not check out some of my other videos or maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Either way, you're a lovely person for making it to the end of any of my videos, and hopefully, I will see you next week.